What's up, everybody? My name is Jalen Wilson, and I'm here to talk about Spider-Man No Way Home, the occult symbolism. And in this video, I will be breaking down to the very core what Spider-Man means to you and to me. So I just want to start off with saying Spider-Man is not only one of the childhood idols I grew up worshiping. I used to pretend I was Spider-Man. I was Spider-Man. You could not lie to me and tell me I wasn't Spider-Man. Every whooping I got from my mama, I was Spider-Man. I had to be Spider-Man. I remember one time my mama came home. She told me to hand her a belt. I gave her a belt and she started chasing me. And what happened was I jumped on top of a glass table. I was had to be like 5 or 6. I jumped on top of a glass table. She did one strike across my leg area, but it didn't hit me. I jumped over the belt. This was one strike. I jumped over the belt, and my confidence till that day, it showed me that I was Spider-Man. In my mind, I knew I was Spider-Man. I used to get every costume that came out every year and put it on religiously. And my mama went to work one time and I stayed in her car all day. I was playing around in her job also, but I had a suit on, right? And she came back into her car and I was hanging upside down from her, the little anchor in the car. Upside down. No lie. Everybody was looking at me like, oh, that's his little kid. But no, I was Spider-Man. I was Spider-Man. And to me, looking back at it now, I can say that Spider-Man was trying to get me to understand something. It wasn't just me pretending to be Spider-Man. Of course I'm Spider-Man. You are Spider-Man. But it was the aspect of Spider-Man that was really trying to reach out. Far as being who you truly are, unmasking your character, and being completely adaptable to change. And also the spider, it can represent divine femininity, motherliness. And growing up, I really didn't have a dad figure. My dad got divorced from my mama at a young age. I caught them having sex, but for as like 6 up or 5 up, no dad figure for real. Until I got like in the late teens or whatever, or in middle teens. But this video will be talking about the deep uncovering of who you truly are. Damn, she is smacking. But we're gonna get in deep. I'm gonna try to fit everything in this video. I discovered a lot. In the end, it gets real juicy. So I'm guessing everybody that's watching this video has seen the movie already. If you haven't seen the movie, you need to watch the movie because I'm gonna spoil it if you don't. So that's a disclaimer. Disclaimer. We got the crystal and the cup. Original Spider-Man. So this is going to be the discovery. So the movie goes off of branched off the second film. And everybody finds out who he is, Peter Parker, the true Peter Parker. And this, if you already have an intuition unlocked, this is just simple in your face, trying to get you to stop hiding who you are and stop trying to be two people. Be yourself. And if your life comes crashing down, let it come crashing down. Stop trying to pick up pieces and paint the picture a different color. Be yourself. And what Peter does, he tries to save everybody and save everybody's affected lives by this chaos happening. The whole world finds out, helicopters outside his house, and he gets MJ and swings to the apartment he's staying at, and he wants to talk to Happy and Aunt May about their relationships. This is showing you how relationships are affected when you do the work, when you step out your comfort zone. Because when you step out your comfort zone, what normally happens is people see you as a different person. And people tend to not like you anymore. For as my experience, I started branching into being alone at an early teenage age. And what this did, it made everybody more distant to me simply because they found me mysterious, or they didn't know what I was thinking. They didn't want to know what I was thinking. They were scared of me, intimidated, or insulted or offended by my presence. Simply because when you do the reflection and you do the work, you're like a crystal in a room. And whoever knows what a crystal does, it purifies the room of the energy. And that's what you are. You are a walking crystal. So Peter doesn't know this. Through the whole movie, he shows him being oblivious to everything that's going on. And the cops, they get a hold of him and they try to get a lawyer. And it ends up being Daredevil, Mr. Murdoch. I think that's his name, Mr. Murdoch. And he's blind as a bat, but he can see everything spiritually. He can see everything. The mind's eye is so powerful. He can see everything, but he's blind. He still carries a stick. I don't understand that. I don't understand why this man still carries a stick if he can see. He puts on a front, but that's not the point. The symbolism of who he is the point. See, I seen him as spiritual protection. That's what I seen him as. And that's what came to me through channel, that he was being watched spiritually. and he's being taken care of spiritually, but he might not necessarily know that. And that can be the case for you. You might feel like somebody in another realm is watching over you. It might be Spider-Man. Spider-Man's real. He was first a thought. It might be anything. It might be things you keep seeing repetitively. You might have necklaces of a dragon, or you might have fairy tattooed on your ass cheek or something. But something is always watching over you. And so they have to go to another place of hiding, basically, because the cops all on their ass, masses all on their ass. And this is also something I want to say. When the masses kind of crashed like that in the movie, it kind of showed how the debate in the world is, the split in the world is. It's always going to be a debate on two sides of a coin. Mysterio wasn't a liar. Oh, Spider-Man's still a good guy. All these things. Oh, etc., etc. But this shows you the debate that always will take place. Why would you argue something that has two sides of a coin? That's like me telling you Spider-Man's black if you know there's another white Spider-Man. And me trying to dedicate my life to telling you Spider-Man's black. Spider-Man is black, but Spider-Man's white. So you really can't paint the canvas any type of way if you know it can be painted another way. So why not paint the canvas at all? Leave the canvas blank. That's the real goal in spirituality. In occultism, you're supposed to get to a point of not arguing and feeding in to anything. This is where the impenetrable aura takes place. You're not drugged anywhere. And I just wanted to say that. So Happy, Tony Stark's old assistant or whatever, he takes them to Tony Stark's old penthouse. And there's his machines there and working on, like, you know, they can build anything, help anything. I don't think Jarvis is in this film. I haven't seen that in it, but it's two machines. It's one machine that is like a crane or whatever, and it's another machine in the back that can create anything, a refabricator or something like that. And soon as they enter the building or the penthouse, Happy says, "Welcome to the spiritual oasis." And this is a big key point in the whole movie. This shows you how this whole building is where the work takes place. It's where everything happens. If you don't understand this or understand this, Tony Stark represents the hard work. Tony Stark is the hard work. If you know Tony Stark physically, he doesn't have a heart. He has a man-made heart. But what this represents is the hard work being done. I want to go into something that is real hidden. Okay? And you probably noticed this too, where you feel somebody is about to pass. And I can go into that, and it's dealing everything with the hard work. People that are low vibrating or sometimes low vibrating. They can be middle or high, but not normally high, but they're mostly at a low state or whatever. If they are active in the heart chakra, a lot of them tend to pass away because they're so active in the heart chakra. And this shows you how extreme the activations are. And I can tell you a story and how channel told me, through the channel, Spirit told me that I had something to do with somebody in my family that passed. So on the last year, a year ago, was 2020, the last day of 2020, my mom passed. The last day. And I will always get kicked out by my mama as a teenager. Always. And and the more it happened, I will understand myself more. You see what I'm saying? And I will understand her as a person, accept her as a person, accept the people I was living with as a person. I got closer to myself, which is getting closer to everybody in the process, if you understand what I'm saying. And I came back. This is the last time I got kicked out and came back. I got kicked out like 3 times. This was the 3rd time. 3rd time's a charm. I came back on the week of Christmas. And this where it really gets juicy. My auntie T-Tam, she told me this was a miracle. I prayed for this to happen. And then here you go. And I already knew it. I already knew that it was something spiritual. So I started getting closer to her, you know what I'm saying? Closer than ever, like deep dive and reflection within yourself, like close in understanding what the divine feminine is. I really start digging deep within myself. And I can tell you that right before my mom passed, or like right before I came back, I met my other half. And she looks like my mama. She reminds me of my mother. And I will always hear, you should get somebody that look like your mama or reminds you of your mother. It's undescribable, but it's the most blissful thing that you can go through as a spiritual being or whatever. So the day my mom passed, crazy, shifting, everybody crying, sorrow. But what came through afterwards was the message that you took place in her transformation. You took place in her DNA activation. See, if you really understand this, you know that death doesn't exist. You know that death is a transformation, an alchemic process that happens in your body that you get to higher states of consciousness. You explode into a ball of light, basically. But in a more, subtle way, DMT rushes through the body. And when I understood that, it gave me more relief, you know what I'm saying? And spiritual communication to my mama is easy. It's easy when you really tuned in with yourself. And I understood, And it just clicked like that. It really clicked. So this is what I'm talking about. This right here, the Tony Stark dying, Peter Parker was the activation of Tony Stark's death. That's a real key point right there. Because Iron Man wanted Peter to take his place. And sure enough, he did. He did. He was the heart chakra activation that Tony Stark needed to transcend. And I'm sure there's plenty of other videos, the decrypting and deciphering the Avengers Endgame or whatever, and how it was the chakras and stuff, and Thanos was a melanated chaos being, and all that such and such. But this right here is my swag. Soldier Boy. So, and he also refers, Happy comes in, says this is the spiritual oasis. And he also asked him, you like Donkey Kong Jr.? All of this is heart chakra. The heart chakra is the purity, the inner child. When you deal with your heart chakra work, you trying to get back into that inner child mode. Happy is the inner child. He represents the inner child. And he automatically trying to get them into that mode. Soon as they walk in there, it's work done. Soon as you walk in there. He was at the door posted with the luggage. With the luggage representing work. So this shows you the heart chakra being the work. And the scene flipped into the next day of him coming back to school. And the news reporter talking about something. Go get him, Tiger. This is an old reference back to the other Spider-Mans, where Mary Jane will always tell Peter, go get him, Tiger. And I kind of saw that as what came through was Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. And if you know this term, this is representing hidden talents, hidden qualities, and everything that is hidden. This is what's hidden. And Peter, through this whole movie, he tries to hide. Hide from who he is, basically. This is what you be doing all the time. But you don't even realize it until somebody tells you. So, later on, a couple scenes forward, the college rejection comes through. They don't get into college. Ned, Mary Jane, and Pete. They don't get into college, and that's my Mary Jane. Mary Jane coming through. Mary Jane Ned and Pete, they don't get accepted to college. Why is that? People doesn't accept or don't accept. Don't accept. Okay. Yeah, she gotta correct me. You know how it is when a twin soul just gotta put you on point. But I'm kind of slow sometimes. But people don't accept who you truly are when you get to a certain point in your spiritual progression. And that's because people don't accept who they truly are. And that's all it is. And you'll realize this if you understand the aspects of the soul and you understand who you are. I had to go through the same thing. I had to let go of a lot of people within the heart. This is all clip off dark side energy that's going on. All of it. The unseen, subconscious, everything that you don't want to do far as the shadow work. You got to let go of people, of your loved ones. You got to let go of the opinions, the thought processes, and you got to let go of fear.
So basically, just understanding what's going on in the inside so you can observe what's happening outside of you. Right. And once you do the inner work and the inner understanding of things, you can understand where you are and what you're around better. So you can just learn.
Yeah. She said it best. It's an unclearing. It's an unclearing of the fog that you constantly see when you look in your mirror. A lot of people just look in the mirror and don't see nothing. Some people just look in the mirror and don't even look at their eyes. They scared to look at their own eyes.
Yeah, I feel like if you can't look at yourself for like at least 5 minutes, you're just uncomfortable with yourself,
right?
And it takes more than 5 minutes, or it takes more of the inner work for you to just be more comfortable within and outside.
Yeah, it does. It's a process. And you know, the spiritual process, it doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah, and it's very authentic. Like it's like you can don't compare yourself to everybody around you, right, or to anybody around you, because what you need to work on is what you need to work on, so you can get those results that you want throughout your lifetime or throughout your life. Right. And it's just like, keep being you, keep being authentic, and just feeling the wholeness of everything, and just being open to more growth and understanding more of you and what feels right to you. And that could lead you to like what your, I guess, destiny is.
Destiny. You've heard it, folks. She bought me this for my birthday. I just turned 21 on the 27th. I was born on the same day as Mozart, nigga. I can say that. Do the loop, do. That's Pete, nigga. That's me, nigga. Let's get back to work. So, like I said, stop caring what people think. Do the work. Like she said, do the work.
And it's okay to feel like, it's okay to feel like you're not where you want to be, because that's how you face what needs to be dealt with to get over that jump, to get over that hurdle.
You gotta know. You gotta know where you are to know where you want to go. You gotta see where you are, understand where you are. You gotta realize that you are not shit to become the shit. And that's real deep rooted within you that you really don't see. and it's a lot. It's a lot of reflection that goes towards that. And so everything in the movie, everything goes to chaos. Everything goes to chaos. And Peter, he wants to fix this. He wants everybody to forget who Spider-Man is. And he goes to Doctor Strange, and this whole building that Doctor Strange is in snow. I have not really thought about the snow, but I'm sure that's a key aspect too. It can represent uncomfortable places, or the uncomfortableness of dealing with the work. It could represent a lot of things, but I really haven't dove deep into that. So I did look at Doctor Strange as the spiritual guidance he needed at the time, and the spell work as being a representation of Peter trying to hold on to things. Because normally what people do with spells and stuff like that, they try to hold on to the little things that they have, instead of like, see, there's a difference between doing spells to cause chaos and doing spells to not go into chaos, which the ultimate goal is to go into chaos so you can have an orderly foundation. For as like the clip off work, people are really afraid of the color black, and I'm sure people dove into this before. And the clip off is basically the shade behind the tree. People don't pay attention to the shade behind the tree. They pay attention to the tree because it has shade and it does all these things. But the tree of life and the clip off, this is all what this is about. This is duality. You got to know fear to know what love is. So how you know what heaven is if you ain't experienced hell? You got to know what everything is. And Peter does the spell in order to change people, in order to help the other people around him without dealing with himself first. So they do the spell, and the spell goes to chaos also, because he's still trying to hold on. He keeps messing with stuff. He keeps tampering with the spell. And Doctor Strange gets frustrated with him and tells him, Mysterio isn't the problem. No one is the problem. You're the problem. You are the main problem. You cause everything that happened in your own life. And don't try to blame it on nobody else. Everything is rooted to you. You got to own up to every accountability, every responsibility, every ability that you have to cause chaos in your whole reality. You do everything to yourself. Don't think somebody or a greater force outside of you is causing things to you. And nobody's putting curses on you. Nobody's doing anything. You open these gateways for people to put curses on you with your mind, thinking somebody is out there to put fluoride in your water to kill you, or all these different white man methods people created in their minds. Nobody is out here to hurt you, bruh. I used to be real scared of the cops, simply because my uncle pushed the fear into my mind. I used to be conspiracy mode times 1,000, thinking that the white man was trying to get me. But it's a phase, and I'm sure a lot of people in that phase too. It's a phase that you should get out of, because nobody's going to help you.
Or no one has the amount of control that you have.
Yeah.
Over your life.
Exactly. Nobody has the power like you do. Nobody likes you has the power like you do. The world is in the eye of the beholder. You are the beholder. You see what you want to see. A lot of people just watch the news for background noise. That's a big whopper right there. Like, if you watch the news for background noise, that's something bad. Like, you should concentrate and delete that.
Or just anything for background noise.
Anything,
like, quietness
anything.
is the best.
Quietness
noise ever.
is the best noise that you can ever have, and you got niggas shooting as your background noise. Like, really, dude? Really? Let me get off of them, bro. But I gotta get on to you, bro. This is the only way you gonna do the work.
You gotta get on himself, y'all.
Exactly. I gotta be on myself. Sometimes you gotta be hard on yourself and tell yourself, bro, what the fuck are you doing,
Not
bro?
even hard. Just be real.
Just be honest. Just be honest, bro. Like, dude, if you swear you won't change, but you not changing. Like, why you keep doing these things and you know you the cause of the effect, and at the end of the effect, you gonna still blame it on somebody else. But in the back of your mind, you know damn well that's you. Spider-Man, nigga. Spider-Man represents change. He got bit by a spider. So he tells him that everything is about you and everything is coming from you. Basically what Doctor Strange is saying. And he gets the information that he could have convinced the head of the college to let them in. And he gets this information and he goes to try to convince the head of the college to let them in. And this is where everything happens on the bridge. This is the bridge where everything takes place. And it's real subtle. But this shows him trying to chase dreams and fantasy, basically him trying to chase a false reality. You know how people chase a false mirage, false fantasy, false dreams? I used to be the same way. All my exes was the same way. All the things that I thought people was gonna be, that I wanted them to be, that all that is a facade
or illusion.
You can't change people. You can only change yourself. And that's the whole point. Changing yourself is changing people. You don't think one water drop in a big lake ripples the whole lake? So you think it just stops and just, that's it? One water drop changes the whole lake. It might be small to the naked eye, but it is huge in the macro scale. So he started talking on the bridge, on the highway, to the head of the college, and she like, you know you on the highway, right? And he's like, yeah, I'm just trying to get my words across and tell you that this and that. And he's just stuttering and mumbling. And she's still looking at him like, what, nigga? And something happens. Doc Ock comes from under the bridge. Under the bridge. Under the highway. Doc Ock. And Doc Ock represents the subconscious mind. The fears of the subconscious mind. The deep rootedness of the subconscious mind. You can call this Kundalini, Cthulhu. You can call it anything, but Doc Ock is Cthulhu. And you know Cthulhu as the great dreamer. The subconscious itself, the fear in the subconscious, rests at the bottom of the ocean. It's getting spicy. He comes from the abyss to fight Peter Parker. And they tussle, and then Doc Ock got him. And Doc Ock gets a bit of his armor, of his suit. And his suit represents the spirit. You can say it's the soul, but it's the spirit. This is where the healing takes place. It triggers it. Spider-Man gets in control of the piece of nanobots that's on his little octopus or whatever. And what this is controlling the subconscious mind. He's getting in control of his mind now. Doc Ock is the subconscious. He's controlling the subconscious. And this, I would look at this as lucid dreaming. He is starting to become the master of his reality with this first step. This is the hero's journey, all in the bundle. So he gets in control of Doc Ock, saves the lady. The lady gives them a free ride. And he got Doc Ock tied up against his own will around his own little tentacle. And this is where Green Goblin comes in. And he represents the thing that you are that you don't want to face. You are a chaos person. Being, entity, everything. You are chaos, period. You are chaos. You are the sand before the castle. And he comes in. He comes to attack Pete, but he gets teleported into Doc Ock's place. I mean, not Doc Ock, but Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange teleported Spider-Man back. And Green Goblin is still running free. So he's talking to Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange gives him the mission to gather all these beings or energies back at the hub, the headquarters. Or you can look at Doctor Strange's place as the subconscious mind, which is something that you could look at it as, because he has them all trapped in the future of the movie. So he gains his black suit, right? The black suit, magic melanin, basically. He has magic on his wrist, and he has a full black suit, which is the melanin beam. And he goes in the dark, at the woods, and tries to find another being. And out comes the adaptable personality Jamie Foxx. He can play the piano, dance, play 20 different characters at the same time. He is a good representation as electricity, because electricity represents adaptability. Ever-changing current. He turns into this electro beam, pure electricity, and starts zapping Peter. And Peter shoots the little magic grabber at him. It goes through him, and hits a tree, transports the tree back to the hub. What does this represent? This is the tree of life. This is the Qalipoth. They're in pure darkness, fighting each other. And if you know how the Qalipoth or the tree of life is organized, it's a lightning bolt. It goes in the fashion of a lightning bolt. And this shows you, everything shows you the spiritual process of death, rebirth and death. There's no such thing as death, but that's what they want you to know. Who is they? You. Niggas on the other side whispering to you in your sleep. The things that go bump in the night. Shit get real, man. It get real juicy at the end. Real juicy. So, he gets his body back. Wait, let me take a few steps back. Sandman comes in the picture. And Sandman protects Peter. And Sandman represents timelessness and love. And if you know the background of Sandman and the other Spider-Man, he has a daughter. And every time his daughter is going to bed at night, he sneaks in his daughter's room and tries to talk to her. This is dreams. This is dreams. Things that communicate to you from the deep of the subconscious mind. He is a part of you, but this is timelessness. This is that love. And the reason I call him love, or I represent him as love, or he represents love, he has a green sweater on. Linear. Stripes. And he's completely adaptable. And he protects Peter. They team up against Electro, and Electro has his black Jamie Foxx body. Melanin is a electrical current of light. So all this is connected. All this is tied into one. And he transports both of them back to the hub. So Ned asked about the tree being alive. Is this the tree monster, or the tree is stuck in the cage? He's like, is this the tree monster, or is this like a, what is this? And Jamie Foxx adds his connection to it. He replies, it's just a tree, man, just a tree. It is what it is. And that shows you the connection between the two of the Qalipoth. Jamie Foxx is the Qalipoth, and the tree is his other side. So Osborn is in the picture, and he has this scene where he's battling his self. He goes against conscious mind versus subconscious mind, or you could say the ego versus the spirit, or whatever the case may be. He is a chaos being. He represents chaos being. His monster self, or whatever you want to say, he is the chaos being. He causes chaos. And he has super strength, every whatever ability that you want to give him, but he has, and he flies on a little saucer. You can see him as alien, or whatever the may be. You are the alien. Swing low, sweet chariot. You're the alien. And he's green. You're the alien. Everything is talking about melanin. Everything. This is where it really all roots back to. So, him rejecting his self, his true self, equals depression. If you heard Jim Carrey the best, he says depression is deep rest from trying to play the character you think you are. Trying to be Osborn instead of the Green Goblin. You are the Green Goblin. You need to own up to who you are. And I've battled a lot of demons myself, which are just personal demons. At the end, everything is you. You gotta fight to do what's right. You know, it took me a long time to really understand why I was doing the things I was doing. I used to be addicted to overeating, masturbation, porn at an early age. Games, alcohol, drugs,
chicken nuggets.
I'm telling you, and it was just the lower chakras. I had to heal that. And it's a lot of work that goes into dealing with what aspect is really affecting you. You know what I'm saying? And you got to be real authentic with yourself. Like, why am I doing this? And it goes back to two places in your life. Your mama daddy.
And your daddy.
And my daddy was gone. He was in another place, but they were divorced. And my mama, along with my stepdad, it was a hard time for me to see that. And I would always be the rebellious teen. I wouldn't be the grounded teenager like everybody else. It seems to be like the mundane, or I'm gonna follow college and follow my mom's dreams and stuff like that. I was more of, I'm gonna follow my own dreams and I want to do what my heart feels like I want to do. I was very ungrounded, you know what I'm saying? Very dreamy in my head, upper chakra energy, you know what I'm saying? Heart to the crown. I was really activating those real heavily, trying to speak my mind to people and trying to teach them about themselves and trying to teach them about what I was going through at the time. And now all this is lit the fuck up. I'm telling you. This is coming straight from source. And I was really like, it all the masturbation and stuff like that, it created an impotency in my sperm count. Like I had toxic relationships and everything. All that it damaged my being, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it does. That's what this whole world does. It really tries to trap you by using your trauma. At an early age, it gets you. And now, today's age, I mean, nothing's new under the sun, but porn is the new social media for children. People are being raised off of porn. And that's a real big deal. Especially as far as the future technology going. Niggas about to be hooked up in the corner of their bed with a machine on their penis and virtual goggles, just being there all day. Like that's people's reality, and they doing it now. I know it's niggas now that's doing it. I know it. But that's where they trying to get you. They trying to fool your senses, you know what I'm saying? They trying to trap you of your mind. They trying to really trap you of your mind. And you got to get out of that with the spiritual process, meditation, lucid dreaming, astral projection. Go deep within yourself to see what's really triggering you. And what you gotta get triggered to see what you gotta deal with. And your fears and everything you run from is things you need to be running towards. You know what I'm saying? And that will get you closer to love, wealth, abundance, finances, all these things that people trying to woo-hoo you about. Everything is within you. You just got to realize that. You know what I'm saying? And when I really start diving into who I am, I met my other half. Miraculously. It came in a flash. Came in a flash. But let's get back to work, shall we? So, Electro equals the Kalipoth. Sandman equals timelessness, the dream realm, astral realm, chaotic energy. And they all represent the DNA. All of them. They all connect back to you. So, they all trapped, and the lizard person there too, Dr. Connor. Dr. Connor represents the animalistic nature of who you truly are. You're not this human, but you are animalistic in your nature. A human is animalistic. And you have to deal with that. You have to deal with your humanity being a beast. This is the beast of what you got to really deal with. And the lizard represents that. Or you can really connect it back to us being the Dagon, or niggas being the Dagon or the Dogon or whatever, lizard serpentine energy. You can really connect him back to that if you want to, but I would just see him any type of way, anything that works for you to understand who you are, go for it. But I'm really breaking it down on my end. Let's see. So they all trapped, right? And Doctor Strange has this box or cube, and he's ready to press the button on sending them back home. Peter shows the weight of his heart and says, no, I don't want to deal with them. I'm about to grab this box and run away. He gets the box and run away. This shows people running away from their problems. He doesn't want to deal with them. He wants to save them and help them. And he this is where morality plays also. It's a multi-layered spectrum. He shows the level of consciousness he's at simply by running from his problems. If dying is the fate of someone else, why would you try to change their fate? Are you the writer of their destiny? If you really understand what free will is and destiny is, these are two sides of a coin. There's no such thing as free will, and there's no such thing as destiny. You wrote your life out before you came down here. Every incarnation you wrote for yourself of how you wanted to play out and what you need to do to learn about this and that you didn't solve in the last life. And through this life, through being unconscious about those actions, you act out in this illusion of free will. Everything is an illusion, no matter what you want to say. But this free will and destiny thing is two sides of one coin. That's the debate I was talking about. Everything is debatable. Everything, as above, so below. Is this a triangle or is it a square? You can tell me the earth is flat, a disc, a floppy disk, a cup of wine, or whatever. I'm still just going to be here. It doesn't matter. But this is what Peter shows. He shows his morality aspect of the debate that takes place. You know what I'm saying? So he leaves with the cube. Doctor Strange battles with him, and he pushes his body outside of him. Oh no, he pushes his soul or spirit outside of his body. He triggers an out-of-body experience for him. So he is in the astral realm and floating around. He's like, oh, this feels wonderful. Oh, his body's still controlling the little box or whatever. I thought that was neat. But that truly shows how heavy his heart is. And he goes back into his body. They start fighting more. And Doctor Strange puts him in the mirror dimension, which is the upside down. If you really understand what this is about, the realms that are other to this are right side up. This is the upside down. And if you know science, you know that everything that you see in your mind or in your eye is upside down. And it projects out your lens, it projects it right side up. So you're really acting in the upside down. And this is just occultism. This is real unseen. This is everything is the unseen. Occult means unseen. And this is just a breakdown of what everything is about. So they continue fighting, going through the fight, boom, boom, boom. And he still tries to fight with logic. He gains a sense of sacred geometry. He starts using sacred geometry tricks on him to tie him up and gain the cube back and get the little portal ring, gives it to Ned. And all the fighting is cool, you know what I'm saying? But it's really about this. So villains, Peter gets the villains after leaving Doctor Strange in the mirror dimension. Peter gets the villains and transports them to the spiritual oasis where the work is being done. All these beings represent who you are. Who you are. They are aspects of you. And if you know this, you understand this. So, Pete starts to reprogram the chip / subconscious mind of Doc Ock. And Doc Ock has a chip on the tip of his spine connecting to his brain. This is Kundalini. When you program your subconscious mind the right way, you gain access back to who you are. And he does this. He programs this chip, puts it back on the back of his neck, and there's no chatter in his mind anymore. Doc Ock thanks him. It's like, thank you, I can finally see. The tentacles were controlling him at first, which is representing the fear controlling you. And now he controls his fear. He controls him. He controls himself now. And there's no chatter in his mind. So he gives Peter back the piece of which Peter is, and he repairs his soul or his spirit. It's his suit. And what this shows is DNA activation all the way. Everything is, because you're really trying to repair what was damaged in the first place. You got to heal everything in your DNA. The things that your quote ancestors that you didn't do before, you got to work on that. You are your ancestors. I can talk about that in another video. But now Doc Ock is at Peter's service. He says, I'm at your service. What do you need me to do? This is you being in control of your subconscious. Your subconscious being a slave to you or a servant to you. This is you taking back your control through meditation, through the work, through doing the work. This makes you a better person. You trying to be a better person, trying to help everybody else, trying to do a good deed to the homeless person, but your heart is still heavy like a damn rock. Nigga. Like, you gotta really work on yourself, bro. You can't think giving $1 to a homeless man is gonna get you in heaven, nigga. Nigga, like Jim Carrey said. I heard Jim Carrey.
It's good to be nice, though.
It's good. No, don't get me wrong. Yeah. It's good to be nice, but like your intention on being nice.
Right. It's all about intentions.
You giving this man $1 for the intention on you becoming one with your Messiah. No, nigga. This is about. It's not about you, but it's about you. You got to be selfless, not selfish. And being selfish and selfless is a whole nother topic. But when you get to a certain point in spiritual progression, you don't think about yourself anymore because you don't need to. You think about everything. Everything is a global scale or a universal scale.
Yeah, and like when you connect, basically what I said earlier, like when you connect things within yourself,
yeah,
things click better.
Yeah, things just click like that. You know what I'm saying? And you don't think about yourself like that. You think about the wholeness of it all. You see everybody as you. You don't just give niggas dollars just to have Jesus pat you on the back. Let me get back to this shit, man. So, what happens in this instance is Peter has this real intuitive nudge. Everything goes silent and everything blurs out in the background. He's walking around trying to find out what this spidey sense intuition is, and he notices that Green Goblin has been activated in Osborn, and Osborn is now finna whoop some ass. And he tries to stop him, but Sandman, Osborn, and Electro have all escaped. And in the process, Aunt May dies. The reptilian claws his way out the truck. Before Aunt May dies, Green Goblin and Spider-Man have a fight. Green Goblin getting in his ass. And this is showing you not being one with yourself. Because if you was one with yourself, you wouldn't be having these debates about, oh, am I this and my that, and or do I do this and do I do that, and oh, who am I? If you knew who you are, you wouldn't be asking those questions. Go deeper within yourself and really get to the core of who you think you are and who you are. So, in this process, Osborn insults Aunt May's moral mission. He says something about a holy moral mission. And this is trying to get you out of your morality. Good and bad don't exist. Just like I told you, love and fear don't exist. There's no... Stop trying to debate on if this is good or not. There's no good or bad. Your mama whooping you and traumatizing you might seem bad to you, but you healing that gave you way more light than you can understand. But you just got to really heal all those bad things that happened to realize that, hey, oh man, it wasn't happening to me. It was happening for me. So everything is one. Everything is one. And when you realize this, there's no up or down, left or right. There's just an origin, the zero of the grid. That's what you are. You're zero. You're nothing and everything at the same time. But you just got to realize that. So, Electro takes, before Electro takes whatever I'm about to say, Green Goblin says, gods don't have to choose. We take. And that's you taking your power back. Gods don't have a choice because there's no such thing as a choice. He's trying to tell you to take your power back. Everything is about power. Right now, it's a lot of people that's giving their power to a higher person.
Or away.
They're giving their power to a parent. The power is within you. You got to realize your parents probably not even your parents. They probably your sister spiritually. And they here to play a role to help you grow. Your parents are angels in disguise to help you grow. And you got to heal that. So take your power back. Don't choose to, because when you choose, there's a possibility on going back. You know what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? There's no choice. You either do it or you don't. That's what Yoda said. There's no trying. There is doing. And doing and is the success. So Aunt May dies, and before she dies, she says, with great power comes great responsibility, that old saying or whatever. If you do choose this power route that we're talking, Khalifa's work, and you do come to a point of power, you got to realize that there is consequences, cause and effect. If you learn how to shoot a lightning bolt out your brain and hit somebody, don't just go around hitting people. Karma's real. Cause and effect, that's the same thing. But you know what I'm saying? Cause and effect. And
bullying sucks.
Bullying sucks. The pumpkin seed is good. So after that scene, he cries, he runs away. Then he's looking at this big old Panatron Rematron with James Jonah Jameson talking about Spider-Man. He's the menace. He's everywhere he goes, he destroys. Everything he touches turns to ruin. And this is showing you how everything you touch is supposed to come to ruin for you to get something new. Your relationship's supposed to break down. You gotta break down to break through. You gotta experience loss to know what you had. Let me say that again. You gotta experience loss to know what you had. Do you know why? It teaches you to be grateful. It teaches you extremely the absence of your gratitude. You got to be poor to be rich, to really realize what you had. You got to be on all spectrums of light to really get the juice of the experience. And I'm not trying to just sound deep. This is real shit. This is real shit. If you really understand what I'm talking about, you know that there's gold within your heart. You just haven't realized it. And to see the gold, you got to go through the darkness. You can't be doing this work if you still scared of the room you turn the light off on. And you running fucking skedaddling trying to get out the room. Nigga, you better walk through that hole and stop being scared of the dark. It's real shit, man.
But don't trip. Just turn the light off.
Just turn the light off.
Turn the light on if you need to see stuff.
If you need to see something, turn the light on, nigga. Just don't be fucking skedaddling out the room. Goddamn, you gonna trip. You gonna fucking fall on your face.
Oh my gosh.
So, okay, during the whole process, I left this out. Electro takes Iron Man's heart out the back room. And this is the power of the sun. And he is a melanated being, a conduit of light, and he gains the power of the sun. This is the Christ energy. This is Kundalini. This is everything that the damn spiritual community be talking about. Talking about, oh, I'm a fucking illuminated crown chakra vibrating being. Fuck your crystals. This some real shit. This is really... Electro's trying to teach you. Stop reaching for power outside of you. And start reaching within to realize your power. But he fucked around and grabbed the doggone the battery out the back. So he's doing the opposite. But that shows you he's a representation of people reaching outside of themselves for power. Excuse my countryness, man. I'm from Alabama, bro. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. I'm country as shit, bro. I'm country as it can get. I'm from the country, bro. Grandma white. Mama ebony. My dad looked like a French fry.
A graham cracker.
Is that like a graham cracker? So you know I got the best of both worlds. But I understand, bro. I understand, bro. I keep saying, bro. That's how you know I'm country. So the other Spideys come in the mix, and this is just different aspects of who you are. This is just showing different aspects of who you are. And the three of the Spider-Man are represented as the Trinity. The first one being the soul, second one being the body, third one being the mind. Mind, body, soul. Mind, body, soul. Tobey Maguire, the first one, is the soul. He is the soul because he's the most mature one. And this is a representation of understanding. The most recent one, he's just knowledge. Second one is wisdom. They all are the Trinity. So they resonate on the people dying and stuff, and they talk to each other, talking about with great power becomes great responsibility. Who said that? Uncle Ben. Whatever. We get to the point. The lab. They go into the lab and try to work on ingredients and devices trying to heal the villains or whatever. And the lab is where the alchemy takes place on the alchemic process of transmutation within the soul. This is how you get to the nitty gritty. You got to get to work. Looking at yourself from an outside perspective, the Trinity get together to experience oneness. This is what is, everything is connected, you know what I'm saying? So they get together, and the lab is where the alchemy takes place. So Toby has internal web shooters. He web shoots from his body. They need artificial web shooters. And this shows you Toby being whole within himself. This shows you not needing anything else outside of you to complete the mission that you need to do. He's whole within himself. He can web shoot everywhere. And as long as he's balanced within his mind, there's no stopping him. As you've seen on the other Spider-Mans, he had a crisis going on in his mind, and he ran out of webs out of his body because of his body having the hysteria effect. If you think negative, you always gonna get it. But let's get back to the point. I don't want to run out of storage. But we getting there. We getting there. Oh, it's almost done. So what happens is they get the devices, then they go to the Statue of Liberty, and the Statue of Liberty is shown with the Captain America shield, and it's halfway built, but Statue of Liberty shows the liberation of the soul, liberation. This is where it takes place. The liberation, being whole within yourself, and this is where the last battle, the nitty gritty, goes down. And this ain't even the juicy part. The juicy part is really afterwards.
In the watermelon.
I'm about to eat the pumpkin seed. They good. You want some?
Yes.
So they heal the three villains: Electro, Sandman, and what's his name? Reptile. Electro being, and the healing is accepting who you are. The healing is a representation of accepting who you are. Them healing this aspect is accepting who they are. You accepting who you are. The chaos being, the infinite, the melanin substance in the universe that is the glue of the universe. Lucifer, blackness, everything that seems to be deemed evil. You are evil. Demon means nigga. Cthulhu out the Necronomicon. That is you, nigga. Nigga is Naga. Naga equals demon. Come on, bruh. This is you. This is everything you. This nigga just represents the process that's taking place within you. New York, it's funny. Jamie Foxx talks to Amazing Spider-Man 2 or whatever, Amazing Spider-Man. And he talks about him from being from Queens, and he's supposed to be, and he thought he was black. And I just thought it was funny because there is a black Spider-Man. And this is basically noting that in the future there's going to be a black Spider-Man movie. You know how it is. I just thought it was funny because I just thought about music. Thought about music being the heart of New York City. And it being... Oh no. I just thought about hip-hop being the heart of New York, and it originated in New York. I don't know why I thought of that. But I just wanted to relay that. Let's see. So the last battle takes place, and Green Goblin comes back. Green Goblin comes back, and he says, "Come out to play, Spider-Man. Can Spider-Man come out to play?" This is him trying to connect with Peter Parker's inner child. And you know, when you was a kid, all you did was chaos. All you did, bro. I'm gonna tell you a story. I got whooped this one time. And shoot, I would have whooped my ass too if I was my mama. But my mama was single at the point, and we was living in an apartment. I think my dad was still around. I'm not sure, but I thought about getting crayons and coloring on the walls everywhere. And I'm a very artistic person. Very artistic person. And I was coloring everywhere, dungeons, dragons, fairies, all through the doggone hallway, all the way downstairs from the top all the way to the bottom. And that's where she whooped my ass at. She whooped my ass from the top all the way to the damn bottom. I went back upstairs and I laid in the bed with my mama. I said, "Hey mama, I'm about to go to sleep." I laid with her. And I had the audacity to come back to bed with her. Boy, you know how I was getting whooped 3 stairs down, but every 5 steps I was falling. I was like, damn, this shit hurt. I would never do this again, mama. But that's the power. You know what I'm saying? That is your inner child trying to relay the spirit world. You being the inner child and being artistic and chaotic,
trying to
express chaos energy, trying to get you to understand what you are. You ever just thought about playing on the playground as an adult? That's a whole different thing. That's gonna bring you back. Playing on the monkey bars and swinging as a damn big ass 20-year-old nigga, 30-year-old nigga swinging on the swings and shit. That's gonna bring you back. It's gonna take you back. It's gonna take you real back. Kicking sand, building a sandcastle just to kick it. That's gonna take you back. It's gonna bring you back. Those little things. It's gonna take you back. So he wants to play. Come out to play Spider-Man. Comes and whoop they ass. And in the process, the new Peter Parker, he's trying to kill Green Goblin this time because he wants vengeance, but it's not the way to go. And he's whooping Green Goblin's ass, and this is showing you vengeance, the strength of vengeance, and in the process of vengeance, excuse me. Oh, fuck manners.
Manners are good sometimes.
And in the process of vengeance, your body takes your not your soul, but another spirit called vengeance takes control of your body, and war just takes control. Any spirit representing with war is probably hopping in your body with you being angry, is trying to start some shit. And it's gonna go off. You might do something that you didn't even know that you can do. That's why people say they blacked out when they fight. Because they really do black out. It's a whole nother spirit in your body doing something. You really don't know how powerful you are until you really see what you can do. So he's fighting and stuff like that, and then like he's about to kill him. he's about to kill him. Toby jumps in the way, stops him from killing him, grabs the little flying saucer or whatever, and looks him dead in his soul and tells him with his soul, just don't do it. He smiles in his face. Toby representing the soul, looks into his soul and tells him, this is not the way. This is not the way to do it. So Green Goblin stabs him in the back, Toby in the back. Toby falls, and then Tom, or the new dude, he fights him and stuff and stabs him with the little serum and heals him. Basically, him accepting his chaos that he created. Him accepting who he is. And in this process, everybody goes home. Everybody, do they things. The spell is casted, and everybody forgets who Peter Parker is. And you can see in the sky of the process, what the process is doing, letting everybody in of these multi-universes or whatever. And this is showing the veil being lifted. You seeing who you are for real. You seeing who you are for real. What you do, what you've done. You might not know it, but you might have been a murderer in your last couple of lifetimes. You might have did some shit. And what you got to work on now is a reflection of what you did in the last lifetime. It's a reflection. Shit, niggas talking about Black Lives Matter. They probably was a damn KKK member in their last lifetime. Trying to make up now for last lifetime. So you really don't know who you are. You got to really dig deep to see who you are. So everybody's healed. The Trinity is complete. Transformation to self has come to an end. And he's one with himself. He's alone, nobody. And he tries to still hang on, try to go back to Mary Jane and try to make her remember who he is, and tries to start over another relationship with Mary Jane. And she don't know not jet black about this nigga. And she's like, who is this nigga? And how does he know some certain things about me? And it's just weird. And now he just lets go. He lets go. He puts the note back in his pocket. He said, just give me a coffee, a donut or whatever. And he walks back to his apartment, and his new apartment, that's real nostalgic to the first Spider-Man's old apartment. He said rents every month. Rents at the end of the month. And in this little energy, this is where I really think, personally, this is all completed. Everything's completed. Strongest point. Climax. This nigga sews up a classic, comical, nostalgic Spider-Man costume. This is showing you him coming back to himself. No Way Home is coming back home. Going back home. Going back to the original self. Original being that you are. Chaos being that you are. Kicking the sandcastle. And he ends up alone. And in this process of spirituality, you have to be alone. How do you know who you are if you're surrounded by everybody? How? How do you know what you want if you're surrounded by everybody? Everybody telling you what you want to do this and that. But you don't really know who you are. Because you're not alone and you're scared to be alone. You're scared because you want energy from other people and you love that they suck your energy. Everybody's an energy vampire, whether you like it or not. Everybody's feeding on your energy, whether you like it or not. You can't even see it, but it's happening. You change every time you go around people. You're not supposed to be doing that. You're supposed to be staying original. And that's what this is about. So he puts on his costume, jumps out the window, and the scene shows him jumping out the window, his little suit being sewn up or whatever, and a cup saying, "We're happy to serve you." And before this happens, he puts a Star Wars figurine on his dresser. And this Star Wars figurine is the dark side character in Star Wars. One of the Sith Lords, or whatever that nigga name is, with the ugly ball sack looking head. He got gray skin and he got a hood on. He got a little electric sword. This is showing you becoming one with the dark side. Pop my collar.
What collar? I'm playing.
Damn, she got me. But for real, this is the dark side. This is the dark side that you need to come back to. The dark side that you need to come back to. The Kalippa, the shadow being, chaos being that you are. You got to really show your worth. Show how you're not scared of anybody's opinions. Show how you're not scared of losing people. You're not scared of dying yourself. And show yourself. Prove to yourself. You ain't even got to prove it to yourself. Don't prove it at all. Just do it.
Right.
Become the being who you're supposed to be. This is all what it's about. And this is the end of him doing the final swing and stuff. This is him. And in this scene, he feels the freest because there's no baggage. No baggage. No matter how you like it, no matter how you want to hear it, people around you, they are baggage. They are baggage. You have emotional strings attached to these people and they have a weight on your heart. Every emotion has a weight. Has a weight. Fear being the most heaviest. Love, it might be the lightest, but it still has weight. You want to be at the neutral state. Origin of it all, which is 0. But that's the end of the movie. As far as the next video, I really don't know what I'm going to do for the next video. I might just do something on how to tap into your spiritual gifts. If you like this video, whoever's watching, like it, subscribe, comment what you want to see, tell me what you got out of it, and do the work. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen another video like this, so this is new for me also. And I'm glad for this to be really my first video because Spider-Man is my favorite Marvel character without even me being emotionally attached to him. It's just my favorite because it was a symbol in my life. And it really does show the work being done. This little trilogy movie, 3 is a magic number. And I wanted, you know what? That's the last song. That's the song at the end of the movie after that happens. After him swinging, 3 is a magic number starts playing. And it talks about in the soul, in De La Soul song, being 3 the magic number, tapping into who you are. It's everything's coded. Just listen and read between the lines. And that's all everything is about. Symbolism. Everything is talking about you, to you, trying to get you to listen more. And I know a lot of people see triple digits and stuff like that, numbers. They might see repeating images. You know what I'm saying? Topics might come up a lot. That's what you really want to look for. Tap into to see what that's about. So that's all I want to say for now. You are Spider-Man. And tune in for more videos like this one. Like I said, I don't know what I'm gonna make next. Might be something random. This was really random. But it was coming to me through channel. So I will see you in a couple of days with another video. And if I don't have anything in mind, and if something doesn't come through, I will talk about how to tap into your divine mind. So that's it for now. This is Jalen Wilson signing off.